Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Sid Devon the Mogul, and we are here for another installment. We're here for episode 8, which means there's only 2 episodes left for this season, man. We are nearing the shore, and I'm so excited about what this podcast has brought out of me and what it's doing for my brothers out there who are listening. Not just the brothers, everybody who are who's listening, who's supporting this ministry and this podcast. I want to say thank you. Thank you are in order. I really appreciate you guys' support. The love, the inboxes, the text messages, man, saying that you guys are being blessed by what I am giving and what I'm doing. So I really appreciate it, man. Episode 8, we got here so fast, and it's crazy because the year is almost over, which is absolutely nuts, right? Absolutely crazy. But God is good. God is blessed. And we're looking to take this thing to another level. Season 3, we're already working, and it's going to be very exciting. But nonetheless, let's finish up with season 2 and this week's episode. Another hot off the press, if you will. Something I had to experience in the last, I want to say, about 24 hours. Yeah, the last 24 hours. So this is like really fresh. And I want you guys to understand that the information, the advice, the things that I say, they all come from a real place, from my own experience. And this episode is, it's nothing different, than just me being honest, being vulnerable with you guys, about my own life experiences. And I hope, in hopes that these things will bless you, push you further, and possibly jump over hurdles that I had to actually go through. So listen, this episode is actually something that I think a lot of men should talk about more, in my opinion. I don't think we talk about it enough, especially amongst the African American communities. This week's episode, it's simple: pressure and stress. Pressure and stress. And I think everybody in the world, not just men, but I believe mainly men, go through it. And don't worry, I'm gonna be looking at this phone, right? So it's a lot of information, a lot of notes that I actually jotted down, some statistics for this episode. So bear with me. If you see me looking down at my phone, reading it to you guys, that's just all it is. It's just a lot of statistics, a lot of information for this episode, because stress is a real thing, especially for a man. And I know we don't talk about it because, after all, I believe that men don't have a safe space to talk about absolutely anything pertaining to weakness or to showing that you're human. So that's what this platform is about. We're going to talk about this today because it's something I had to go through in the last 24 hours. So let's dive right in, right? So last 24 hours has been crazy, y'all. Been absolutely crazy. Very uncomfortable, stressful, and I've been under a lot of pressure as of late, right? So last night, I'm vulnerable with y'all. I brag about myself. I brag about my relationship. And I'm not just going to be that individual. We're going to talk about the bad times too, where it's very stressful, right? So an incident happened, right, between me and my lady. And it was a situation that really brought out of me some things, man. Some things. It brought out some things. I'm not going to go into detail, but it brought out some things. It brought out some things out your boy, okay? And it was the smallest thing. The smallest thing. Let's just put it like this. It was it was literally the thing that just sent me over the edge. Honestly, it was the thing that sent me over the edge, man. It was something so small and minute. Something that I could have handled a lot better, just being 100 with you. But because of pressure and because of stress, I took it out, honestly, on the person that I love most in this world. You dig what I'm saying? And it's a lot of times, especially in our world, in our culture today, especially when it pertains to African American males, one adjective that is literally always on us or always given to us is anger. And they just, they're very angry all of the time. I don't know why. It's just black males are angry. You know what I'm saying? They're just angry. Not understanding, man, there's a foundation to our anger. And a lot of it has to do with stress. And this time was no different. I'm not a very angry person at all, actually. I'm a really easygoing guy. You know what I'm saying? But when I get there, I get there. That's just me being 100. And like I said, it was something small and minute, and I just exploded. Exploded. Um, Me and my girl, we had to part ways for a second. We had to go to our respective corners. You dig what I'm saying? And I had the type of attitude, man. I was just like, I'm gonna just let it be. I ain't gonna trip. I wasn't wrong. Anything like that. I was through. But Holy Spirit always convicts me. And I'm so thankful for a God that no matter how angry I am, no matter where I'm at, he will always make sure that I'm accountable to the things that I do as a man and just as an individual, right? So I go talk to my girl. We actually had some mediators, my friends and her sister. And so we just talked out some things, right? But at the end of it all, after everybody got off the phone and it was just me and her, it was, I guess you could say, an epiphany moment for me. I ended up just breaking, like right in front of her, crying. I was under so much pressure about some things, man. Like, there's a lot of things that I want to do in my personal life. Like, I want to get married. I want to have a family of my own. I want to be able to do things that I was never able to do as a youngin. You know what I'm saying? To be a man of the community, of integrity. You know what I'm saying? A lot of pressure. I put a lot of pressure on myself to be this man, and I just folded. I folded like a mattress, y'all. Folded like a mattress, man. And she was asking the question. She was like, where did it come from? Where did the pressure come from? Because my girl does not put pressure on me about anything. Like, you have some women who are like, always pressuring the guy to get married or pressuring the guy to do this and to do that. It ain't like that. I don't have that testimony, man. My girl is a person who's patient. If we look up the word patience, her picture should be right next to it. You dig what I'm saying? I have a beautiful woman. I have a great, beautiful woman inside and out. And she was just asking the questions like, where do you think it come from? Am I pressuring you? Just trying to make sure that, it's not the relationship that's bringing the stressors to me. And I was able to tell her in all confidence, nah, it ain't you. It ain't you. It ain't nothing else. It's me. I'm under just a lot of pressure to, even with this podcast, y'all, like, y'all need to understand this podcast is my heart. This is my baby. This is something that God has given to me to give to the world. And of course, I want it to be, you know what I'm saying? I'm not just doing this just to be doing it because I got time, you know what I'm saying? Or as a hobby. This is my life. This is my ministry. And I put everything into every episode that I could possibly put in, man. I do work. You know what I'm saying? I take takes, more than one take sometimes, getting out content and all this other stuff. And I want this to be the #1 podcast, the #1 men's podcast in the world. And so I'm putting my energy, my effort, and my life into this, my money, everything. I'm putting everything into this, right? And so I want this to be huge. So I'm afraid. Sometimes I get afraid, you know what I'm saying, that it won't take off anywhere. You know what I'm saying? It won't go anywhere. It's gonna be at this level, and that puts stress on me. My relationship, I want to be the best possible man that I can be to my woman, going forward into our relationships, into a marriage, and possibly into a parenthood with one another. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm working tirelessly to make sure that I'm getting myself healed. I'm getting myself whole. That I'm there for her whenever she needs me. Right? More stress that I'm adding to myself, because sometimes as men, we don't talk about it, but when we love somebody and we're putting our all into something, we want that thing to work, and if it doesn't work, it'll break our hearts. And so I know, like, that's a real thing that I know a lot of my brothers don't talk about. But again, this platform is to talk about that, and we're gonna talk about it, right? We're gonna talk about it today. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of stress, And she just asked me, like, what was going on with me, you know what I'm saying? Because I had been laughing. Like, I've been just laughing all the time. I've been so joyous, so there's just trying to keep a smile on my face. And I'm glad I have a woman who's in prayer, because she was able to figure that out. She was like, yo, you just been laughing so much lately. You know what I'm saying? Like, is everything all right? Not saying that there's something wrong with just laughing all the time. It's great to be joyful and to be joyous. But people who have males in their life, especially our women, pay attention to when your guy, like, seriously, I'm not saying be overbearing. I'm not saying that. You dig what I'm saying? I'm not saying that. If he's just laughing, sometimes it could be that he's just laughing, right? But if he's laughing to the point where he's not, you don't see him frustrated. You don't see him in a spot where he's uncomfortable, because life has a way of coming and grows like it's crazy. It just comes at us at once as men, as foundations. And sometimes we have in our mind, I can't break, because if I break, then everything around me breaks. You know what I'm saying? But men, I tell y'all all the time, you don't have to be Superman all the time. Sometimes you got to take off that cape and break. There was a animated series. I love Batman, right? I'm a Batman fan, right? So there was an animated series, and in this animated series, Nightwing dies. He dies, right? And so Batman Bruce, he is taking it. He's taking it the way he needs to take it. He's down in his Batcave and he's training, going crazy. He's punching this board until his hands bleed, until his hands are bleeding, and he's going off. And next thing you know what I'm saying, Catwoman comes into the Batcave, right? And he's punching, he's going crazy, and she's standing behind him while she's standing behind him while he's going crazy on this board, and his hands are bleeding, like blood gushing out of his hands. And she's
just
like,
for today.
She stopped calling him Batman. She's
Don't
like,
be Batman.
Bruce,
Don't be the mask.
And turns him around, and she says to him,
okay.
Take off the mask
Let it out.
tonight.
Just for tonight.
You need to break.
Let yourself
You need
fall
to
apart.
break down. She puts her hands on his
to hold
face,
you together.
and he instantly bursts into tears, to the point where he collapses to his knees, and his head is on her shoulder, and he's just wailing, crying at the death of his old sidekick. You dig what I'm saying? And in that moment, I understood Bruce's pain, especially in the moment I just had more than a little bit over 24 hours ago. Like, she asked me the question, I was still trying to maintain, like I was like, it's all right, I'm good. But it was a point in the conversation where there was silence. And next thing you know, I was able to just tell her, like, yo, I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really tired. I have all these goals and these aspirations and these things that God has spoken over my life, and I'm ready to see the manifestation of these things, and I'm just getting tired. Very vulnerable with y'all. And I started to cry. And I was still keeping it together until she came over and she hugged me. She hugged me and she held me. My face was in her shoulder, and I started wailing. I started crying, and saying, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I snapped. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. It was not like that. I was under immense amount of pressure. You know what I'm saying? And it's not pressure that, she put on me or anything like that. It was pressure that I was putting on myself and even on God. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, I'm just ready to see the manifestation, but I just wail. I just cry. I just cried in her arms for about 10 minutes. And I was just like, I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? I'm just ready to see the manifestation. I'm tired of being strong. I'm tired of having to, come and tell other men that it's going to be okay. With my own life, I'm not seeing the things that I want to see. You dig what I'm saying? And so I just broke down, and it was something that was needed, right? Pressure, under immense amount of pressure. So I started looking up some different things like pressure. Where does pressure come from? Where does stress come from, right? Started doing some different things, and I got these notes that's just crazy. And I'm going to be talking to our men, but our Black men especially, because we are under amounts of high pressure, right? We're under amounts of high stress, everything. But we also we put so much pressure on ourselves to be great, to be husbands, to be fathers, to be brothers, you know what I'm saying, to be uncles. Whatever your title is, we put especially when we love, and it's really bad when you put yourself in a high regard. Like, I put myself in a higher standard. I do. I don't do certain things that other people do that would deem normal to men. I just don't do them because I hold myself to a higher standard, right? And so I got so many. So I'm gonna read all of this stuff, and we're gonna dive into this just a little bit, okay? So I looked up some statistics, right? And one of the statistics are almost 93, almost all men, about 93.2% reported that they've been under stress. Of those reporting stressors, 60.8% reported that it was finance and money that was causing amounts of stress. 60.8%. Now, I don't know about y'all, because we are men, and our biggest angle or our biggest thing that comes with being a man is what? Providing. What happens when you are not able to make the type of money you want to provide for your family, when you're not able to do the things that you want to do as a man, shower your woman with gifts and just shower her and let her know how much she loves you. Mind you, good women, there are women who love gifts and everything, but most good women are not just pinpointing that they want things from you. Like mine's, she's never been that type. But that is a real thing, right? It says 43.2% says that racism is a specific cause. Now, we know we live in a world, in a culture where there's a target on your back if you're a male and you have melanin. And that's just, I'm a Christian, right? I'm a Christian, and I believe to love all people, all races, of any nationality, of any background. I'm told to love everyone and love them as I love myself, right? And so, but racism is a real thing. You got black men who are being shot by police, or black men are being choked out because they're black, because they was black at the wrong time, right? And these are like and it's crazy because it says that over 60%, about 63.4%, reported that they perceived available sources to help deal with it, right? So it's 93.2% that report stress, but over 60, about 63.4% reported that they try to look for help, right? So I'm looking at so many, like, these statistics are crazy, right? So stress is the main thing, pressure, right? And it says black men are at a greater risk of stress and depression, but manifest symptoms differently, right? Like I just told y'all, right? So pain, anger attacks, and abusive behavior. I just told y'all that because I was under so much immense amount of pressure that I just spazzed. Like I just went off. Now I ain't do nothing crazy like put holes in the wall or, put my hands on my lady. I've never been that type. Never been that type. I believe that every man is a man until they put their hands on a female. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't believe in abuse at all, right? But these are the ways that some men exemplify, like they're under amounts of stress. You know what I'm saying? I know for me, one of the main things I do when I'm stressful is I cope. I just gave y'all, like, last week's episode, I told y'all that I was thinking about taking a drink because I was under so much amount of pressure and so much amount of stress, that I just wanted to alleviate the pressure, right? And so and that's a lot of us. They saying that literally, you know what I'm saying, these are the numbers for people who report it. I wonder what the numbers are for being able to cope under stress. Like, seriously, like people who cope when they're under stress. Like, bro, it's a crazy thing. And we know that stress leads to, different things like health problems, mental health problems like depression and anxiety. You know what I'm saying? Like sleep problems. I know for me, it's been hard for me to sleep. Like, it's been hard for me to sleep, right? Digestive problems, skin conditions, like eczema, stress rash and hives, even heart disease, y'all. Heart disease and high blood pressure. You know what I'm saying? Weight problems. I know I'm a little bit heavier than I was. I know I wear it well, but I'm 200 and almost 280 pounds, y'all. I know I don't look it, but I'm almost 280 pounds. The weight I was like, my heaviest back in the day was 190. That's almost over 100 pounds of a difference. It's crazy. Stress though. I'm enlightening you all because I know we talk about so many different things, but we talk about spiritual things, but I want to give you some practicality for people because I know I have listeners who may not be spiritual. So I want to give you some practicality here, right? I want to give you some statistics, right? It can mess with your thinking and memory, stress, pressure, like Alzheimer's, dementia, like stress, bro. Like this is the culture and the life that is. Like this is what happens when you're on months amount of stress. They even go into like physical details. Like you understand, your body will start to even let you know when you're under a mass amounts of stress. You may feel sick or dizzy, right? I've never I've never felt like the whole dizziness or anything like that. But anxious and worried, I have a problem sometimes with anxiety. I'm being real with y'all. Like y'all know me. I'm being 100. Like, and I know a lot of people say, well, you shouldn't be talking up here. You shouldn't be telling other guys about it if you don't, you know what I'm saying, if you don't have it under control. Here's the truth of the matter. My Bible clearly states to me that we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the words of our testimony. I'm literally giving you guys a bird's eye view of my life. And as a man, this is what this platform is for. I didn't come up here because I had it all together. I came up here because I was willing and I was willing enough to say, hey, I'm a man. I have struggles. I have problems, but we all are going to get it right together. We're all going to become so solid in our foundation together that when it comes to our world, we're going to change it all together, right? And so it's just crazy. Like you become tense, anger, short-tempered, or even despairing. Like short-tempered, I know it's a lot of brothers out here who are like that. You got a short fuse, bro. And it's not because that's just who I am. I've been through a lot. No, man. You're under a lot of stress and a lot of pressure, but you don't want to tell nobody. The crazy thing is you don't want to tell nobody, but it's going to come out anyway because your body is going to say your body's going to say it for you. Like short temper, I know a lot of brothers like that. Physically, you may start sweating excessively, right? Experiencing muscle aches. I just told my girl I hadn't worked out in so long, but I started feeling my body starting to ache. Pressure. This is practical, but like this is body stuff. Pressure, y'all. Pressure coming to you. Your body will let you know, man. Aches and chest pains. I literally got up in the morning, I stretched, and next thing you know, my chest started hurting. About 3 months ago, I was hospitalized. I need you to understand. I'm telling y'all, man, I'm letting y'all know because I don't want y'all to go through any of this, brothers. I don't want y'all to go through this. About 3 to 4 months ago, I was literally hospitalized with chest pains. I had trouble breathing. I had like the pain in my chest. It just almost felt like somebody was grabbing my heart, squeezing it and stabbing it at the same exact time. Just hospitalized. Stress, brothers. Stress. Blurred eyesight or itchy skin. Having receiving any of these, right? So these are like practical, dog. And the big one to our stress, I talk about it all the time, suicide, right? So this year alone, we lost a lot of males to suicide, right? Suicide is the third leading cause of death for Black or African American men ages from 15 to 24 years old. The mental health crisis is particularly evident in case of Black men. In 2018, the suicide rate for Black or African American men was 4 times greater than for African American women, and the numbers are continuing to go up. This is a scary thing. Pressure and stress, right? Bro, so listen, check this out. A new study conducted by Harvard School of Public Health, the HSPH, researchers show that African Americans and US-born Hispanics have higher levels of stress than whites and foreign-born Hispanics. And this stress helps to explain why these groups often have poor health than whites. So this is literally, right, all this stuff. So I want to deal with all of that. As you can see, males, especially black males, are under a lot of stress right now, y'all. From money to career moves, to relationships, to even their own personal individual thoughts, amounts of stress. Like I just told y'all, I've experienced a lot of this from my stress. Just because I'm in a place of my life. And especially with men, when we start getting older, oh man, stress gets worse. Because now you're in a place where you're grown, you're in your 30s, which means you, by culture standards, you should have it together by 30. Especially if you're a male. You should have it all together, brother. You should not be still trying to figure yourself out. You should have identity by this time. All of this stuff. And it's adding so much pressure. That's why you have some males who don't even live throughout their 30s. I'm 31 years old and I've experienced a lot of this. And I believe, of course, it was because I added pressure to myself. I do believe that 110%. But I know God doesn't waste anything. I know that me going through what I just went through in the last few months and even the last 24 hours was for me to come to you guys and say, we got to do better. We have to take care of ourselves, yo. I get it. So here's how we're going to do this today, right? First thing I want you to understand when it comes to your stress, that when it pertains to this earth, I need you to know one thing. It's all going to pass away anyway. I'm not telling you not to care. I'm not telling you not to put your all into something, but I need you to understand something, that it's going to pass away. It's going to go. The car that you're working so hard to get, you can't take it to the grave with you. The house that you're trying to work so hard to maintain and keep up appearances, you can't take none of it with you. Even the woman that you are so worried about, that you're putting your efforts buying flowers and stressing yourself out to work all these hours so you can take her across seas and all this other stuff, that is until death do you part if you're married. It's all gonna go away. You know what that should have did? That should have leveled your stress level. Why? Because when you have that type of mindset, you understand that it's not everything. It's not everything. What you're working so hard to gain is going to pass away anything. It's only supposed to be enjoyed for a limited time. So take a back seat, take a breather a little bit. Stop trying to run yourself into the ground to work for something that's going to pass away anyway. It's going to pass away. Secondly, I need you to understand there's more to life. I've had to learn that in this season. I've been working my butt off trying to make something happen for me. And let's be real, I've been trying to get this bag. 100. I ain't even gonna hold you. I've been trying to get this bag, yo. That's what I've been trying to do. I've been running myself in the ground, stressing myself out, trying to get a bag. But it's more to life. Outside of the bag, you know what God has shown me? That I got people in my corner, yo. My girl last night, our relationship has gone up to another level. Why? Because in that moment of me breaking, my pieces were able to fall in safe places. She's my safe place. I give up all the money in the world to have a continuous safe place. I give up all the money in the world, yo. All the money in the world. And I got that. I got homeboys who don't want nothing from me, who ain't jealous of me, but want to see me make it and will do anything in their power to push me into that point. How many dudes, especially in our culture, in African American culture, how many brothers do you have? Remember fighting each other so much. You can't even help your own brother out because you afraid that they got a leg up on you. I got homeboys in my corner that's pushing me to the spot. I'm blessed. Why am I stressed? I'm too blessed to be stressed. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up. My family are in good health. My mother is still here. I ain't got my father no more, but I still got a parent here. Got my mom's here. Got my brother who's doing well. My sisters who are doing well. My family's good. Why am I stressing out? Because the mogul who talks about we believe in God, we don't believe in culture, fed into culture. I need to go get this bag. I need to get this money. I ain't nothing without this money. I need to. No. I'm way more than the bag. I am a bag. I used to pride myself on being a person who had good character. You could teach him. You could teach a dude how to get some money. You can. You can show him. There are so many outlets out here on how to get some money, but you know what can't be taught? Good character. There's got to be something that's on the inside of you, and I got that. I got that. I have good character, which means that's gonna lead to a bag. I ain't gotta go out here and stress myself out to go get no bag because of who I am. It's gonna come to me anyway. My relationship is good. Got a good woman. How many men are out here looking for a good woman right now? Especially amongst what we have right now. This modernized woman, bro. I got an old school woman. I got a virtuous woman. I have a Proverbs 31 woman, the one we talk about. As a matter of fact, I literally have an Ephesians 3:20 woman. She's more than I could ever ask or think or imagine. Why am I stressed? Because I fed into culture. That's why. And because I fed into culture, I ended up almost becoming another statistic. Y'all, excuse me. I was trying to get it out. I'm excited. Excuse me. Right? That's what this is, bro. I've been stressed, been under pressure, mass amount of pressure. And it's pressure like most men that we put on ourselves. Man, bro, listen, let me tell you something right now. You should not be under stress, right? And I'm going to say this to you too. So like I said, I gave statistics on where it come from. I gave statistics on how many people that it's hurt, especially our males. I'm going to give you some practical steps to help you, right? I'm going to give you some practical steps. Number one, you got to take care of yourself, bro. However that looks. However that looks. Not however that looks. Let me scratch that. Not however it looks, because drinking is not a way. That's actually the second point. Avoid drugs and alcohol to cope. Like, they can add stress. Like, drugs can add. I know a lot of people. Listen, I used to smoke. 100. I used to smoke. Right? When I would get done hitting a blunt, nothing changed. I was high and I was able to escape for a second. But then I came back and my problems were still right there. And it's added on more stress because you think while you're smoking it, it'll take your problems away. And then when it comes back, when you come back down, it's like it didn't change nothing. And now you're in a more stressful state because it's like even that doesn't change. Like, I thought it was over. No, brother. Right? Engage in some relaxation, right? I know for me, one of the things that I love to do is work out. I love working out. I haven't been in a while because, like I said, I just been under so much pressure, under so much stress, and I put myself under it. But I'm about to get back into it. I love working out. That's a relaxation. It relaxes me. It relaxes my spirit as well. When I'm in a gym and I'm clanging and banging, man, I'm going for it. I'm going for different goals and other stuff. It relaxes me. It just relaxes me. Take breaks when needed. Now I love this because when we hear take a break, we're talking about like from a job or something. Like take a break from what you're doing. Go out, have a walk sometimes. That is great. I want you to do that when it gets too much for you. I want you to go out. I want you to relax, whether it's going for a drive, going for a walk, walking your dog, or going out for some ice cream, whatever it may be that you need to do to take a break, I want you to do it. But take breaks. And what I mean by that is cry. I need you to take a break. I want you to take up time. Take time. Take some time to be broken. Take some time to cry. Take a break. Take that break. Because that's one thing. Listen, me getting it out, taking the break, breaking down, falling apart, it always refocuses me. It cleanses me. Right? I want you to go seek out some social support. My brothers, I call on them all the time. Hey, bro, can we just meet up? Can we talk? I need to get this off my chest, because if I don't, I feel like I'm a break, man. I need to just get this out. I need to get this out of my system. Right? Maintain a normal routine. I know that's that's a hard thing for me. I'm not I'm learning to be, but I'm not really a routine type of guy. I'm not a scheduled individual, right? I'm more of a freelance type of dude. I just go where my head takes me, where my heart takes me. You dig what I'm saying? But I'm learning that a schedule can actually be very beneficial, especially when you're trying to do so much, right? And that having so much to do with no schedule will stress you out. It will stress you out. It will stress you out, brother. This is a big one. Give back to others. I don't know what it is about giving to others, man. And I understand that's what the Bible said. It is better to give than to receive. It really is, man. It does so much for me. Rather it's my time or my money. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if I'm giving to another individual, or giving and helping them to smile. You know what I'm saying? Or, helping relieve their stress. It does something for me, y'all. It does something for me. You need to, straight up, you need to go have regular health appointments. Now, amongst the African-American male community, that ain't often. We'll wait forever to go to the doctor, man. We'll wait until our chest is just, we're grabbing at our chest and we can't breathe and we're overweight. And that overweight produces so many things like cancer, diabetes, and all this other stuff. And we'll wait. We got to stop that. I know for me, I'm about to start going to the doctor. I haven't been to the doctor in years. Ain't no telling what's all going on with me right now. You dig what I'm saying? But I don't want you guys to be in this position. I don't want none of us to be in a position where we have to fall over on the sink, fall in the kitchen to realize that I should have went to the doctor. And then you get to the doctor and they ask you, like, what's going on with you? Like, your stress levels are high. Going to the doctor can alleviate all of that. They'll be able to help you to get it in control, right? Sleeping. Bro, sleeping is a big one for me. And I'm sure it's a big one for a lot of you guys. You haven't been sleeping like you should be. You getting 3-4 hours of sleep, getting up, going to work. No, brother, no. You need to be getting 6 to 8 hours of good sleep. Right? And here's the main one. Y'all know me, whole Christian, believe in God. I listen, I bear the cross, man, every single day. I'm going to always go back to the word, right? I'm going to always go back to the word. So we're going to go to the word real quick, which is I believe it's a great stress reliever, right? Reading the word of God, getting encouraged, getting into that word, digging into it, seeing what God says about you and your situation will always relieve amounts of stress. It will relieve all stress, right? So we're going to go to the word, Philippians 4:6-7. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Listen, man, the Bible clearly states for us never to be anxious for nothing. Now, easier said than done, because again, I'm a person on occasions will literally have a problem with anxiety. But because I'm under so much pressure and stress, it's like I'm scared that this won't work out. And then that thought will go into something else. And then that thought will go into something else. And the next thing you know, I'm looking up and there's nothing but a web of anxiety around me. Like, the Bible clearly states for us not to be stressed about anything, but in prayer and supplication, thanksgiving, bringing your requests to God. The Bible also states to think on things above. And it gives a whole entire list of what to think on. Things that are a good report. Things that are lovely. You dig what I'm saying? Etc. Brothers, I need you guys. Personally, I'm going to look you in your eye, bro. I want you to look at me. Dig what I'm saying. I need you to stop stressing yourself out. I need you. 100%. I do. I need your gift. I need what you have to offer. This is to my brothers, my close friends, to my brothers who are under mass amounts of stress right now. And to be honest, I don't care what the reason is. Your boy needs you. I need you. I need you to be at 100%, bro. To all my fellas who are listening out there in the world, bro, need you. I need you, dog. And that's just being 100. There is something peculiar about you. Your foundation sets the stage for something so great. But because you are putting yourself and you are allowing culture and life to put you in the ground underneath the foot of so much pressure, it's hard for us to see the actual gift that God has given to you. I just gave you so many statistics for us, man. I gave you so many different things of what those stressors can do to you mentally and physically. But I also gave you practical things and even spiritual things to do to relieve your stress. I know for me, this week, I'm going to do my best to not be stressed. Whatever I ain't got, I ain't got. Whatever doesn't happen, just doesn't happen. My homeboy, Eric Ingram, y'all know him very well, right? He's always on the stage with me. I keep him around and I love him so much because he's graduated to this space where he really understands that God is his daily bread. His daily bread. I've never seen the man stress or come off his square or be under mass amounts of pressure. He got me about 10 years. He got about 10 years over me. And he looks young. And I believe that's because he doesn't allow anything to stress him out. He handles what he can handle and let God handle the rest. And that's a place that I want to get to, where whatever doesn't happen or whatever is never in my favor. And that's another thing that God told me in this season is that it may not always be favorable, but it will always be okay. It may not always be favorable, but it will always be okay. It will always be okay. There's so much in this word that I read that it'll relieve stress once you just read it and get it into your spirit. He'll never put more on us than we're able to bear. All things work together for the good. There's so many different things in this word and in life all around you that will let you know that do not stress yourself out or do not put yourself under mass amounts of pressure because it's not necessary. I gave y'all my testimony. I showed y'all what stress did to me in my own personal life. I gave you statistics and so many numbers and so many things that stress does to people and men in general. I also gave you things to do and I gave you the word. Fellas, I need you all I need you all to really do this thing with me this week. I need you to look up, come out of the phones, come out of social media. Even when you're off work, when you clock out this week, come out, leave work at work. And on the drive home, whether you're walking home or on the bus, I want you to take some time by yourself. And I want you to look up to the sky. One thing God has shown me, it's in the little things. There are beautiful things that he's put in place on this earth that'll always bring us back in focus. A lot of times in my life now, I spend looking up in the sky. And I don't just I look. I could be at a red light and I'll take that red light just to look up into the sky. And then I'll close my eyes. And I'll just remember that God is in control. And then my stress is just gone. None of us asked to be here, right? God predestined for us to be here, which means that if he's done that, it's his job to take care of everything that we need him to take care of. It's simply put. So this week, I want you to take some time. Do whatever you have to do to relieve your stress. Again, healthy things. Don't go looking for a bottle, bro. Don't go looking for some marijuana. Don't be going looking for no weed, for no kush, for no gas. Don't be looking for nothing. Don't even go looking for no female. That ain't going to get it either, bro. Stop trying to put yourself in hustle mode, trying to get a bag because you're stressed. You ain't going to do nothing but stress yourself out more. This week, what I want you to do, I want you to do something that doesn't even involve anybody or anything. I want you to really just relax by yourself. Watch a movie. Go for a walk. Get into your word. Work out. Stress is killing us more and more. It's killing more and more of us every single day, y'all. From mental health issues to physical health issues that leads to early demise. You're 36 having a heart attack. You're 36 having a stroke. 37, like so many crazy. You're young committing suicide. No, bro. It's over with. This week, man, do it with me. I'm challenging y'all. Put yourself in a position where you're not stressing as much. I understand it's not realistic for me to be like, yo, you ain't gonna be able, after all these years of stressing out and putting yourself under pressure, that after a day of hearing and seeing this, you're gonna automatically no longer stress. I'm not like that. I understand that unlearning unhealthy things takes time. It's a process. But put yourself in a better position where you're not stressing as much. That's what I'm gonna be doing. And together, man, we can do it. I love y'all, man. Again, thank y'all for joining me, man. This stuff, I promise y'all, it comes from a real space. Like I said, I just experienced this over 24 hours ago. And now I'm in a space where I'm refocused and I'm ready to really push and continue to do this for us. Like I'm not a guru on being a man, but what I am is a willing vessel. And so that's what this is about. I don't want to talk about it as a platform, my baby that God gave to me over, I want to say about 6-7 years ago. And I'm now finally walking in purpose. And I'm so excited about what God is doing. Please, I need you guys to follow me on every social media platform I have. And feel free to hit me up, inbox me. I also have a male Facebook group. It's called Safe Space. I want you guys to get on there. There's a lot of brothers in there. I'll send requests out. Send me friend requests so I can send the request to the page. And we are posting daily content. I'm actually about to start going live on there just to check in with the fellas and everything like that, because we all need that accountability. And we all need brothers. We need that. We need our brother in the arms. So be on the lookout on that. You can follow me on Instagram at _ I am Mogul. On TikTok, Sid Devon. On Facebook, Sydney Troop. And on Snapchat, It's Sid Devon as well. So listen, all my social media is open. Please feel free to hit me up if you want to talk. If you want me to pray about some things, if there's some topics you would love for me to talk about, we're actually going to be doing that next season where we're going to have a listener question episode, right? So be on the lookout for that. So listen, if there's anything you want me to talk about that I haven't been able to touch yet, please hit me up. Let me know that you would love to hear it, and we'll get to work. I love you all. And remember, no stress, or try not to stress this week, okay? I love you, brothers. Go crazy.